Hi students, a very good day to you. So this is the update that I promised you all. It has been, I think, a week since the last video that we talk about, the monocot, dicot, and then the cotyledons. So a few updates. All right. First, let you take a look at all the plants. All right, they are doing very well. All right, have grown to a reasonable size. Okay, this one especially I like it a lot. It looks very good. Okay, and then the chili, the flower is growing very well. So just a few updates. Okay, so you can see first, of course, we talk about the cotyledon. You can see all the cotyledon is gone. Yeah, it's no more there, right? And it has already sprouted very well. And now let's talk about so last video I actually talked about the tropisms, and I actually said that there were no tropism in these plants, but I was actually wrong, because back then it hasn't formed yet, but now you can see very clear that this French bean is a tropic plant, the tropism. You can see the tendrils, we call it. Yeah, you can see the tendrils. They are so how would I say, we call very fine, very thin, very fine tendrils. All right, and they are actually trying to curl up my fence, so I'm letting them curl my fence so that they can grow, because later on the French bean, of course, it will be hanging from the tendril. So you can see it's already starting to curl onto the fence by itself. So this is very much what we call as tropism, a response to climbing a wooden frame, a fence, okay, or trees even. Yeah. So it will be similar to like a morning glory, cucumber, grapes, that sort of thing. All right, apart from that, we can take a look at what we can talk about in today's video. A new thing we can talk about is the vascular system. I think since Form 1 already, I have talked about this vascular system. Sometimes we call it vascular bundle. Alright, what is it? It is actually the transport system of the plants. Alright, so the plants, alright, in their lifetime, they will need to deal with water, minerals, nutrients, alright, and they must have a system inside them to transport it up and down. Especially in the chapter Form 2, we talk about flowering, non-flowering plants. Yeah, non-flowering plants, we talk about whether or not they have a vascular system. And now I'm going to show you, students, what is the vascular system or vascular bundle. So first, let us understand that when we talk about vascular system, there are two things. Alright, we call it a xylem and we call it a phloem. So xylem is actually used to transport water and minerals, and a phloem is used to transport food. So you can find the xylem and phloem along the entire plant, in the roots, in the stems, and in the leaf, because it's trying to transport things up and down. Alright, so it's a little bit like the blood vessels now of the plant. So of course, water, minerals, nutrients, they are going in different direction. Alright, we talk about water and minerals. So water and minerals, of course, we find them in the soil. Alright, and of course the roots, they are in the soil. So we are trying to transport the water and minerals from the soil up into the entire plant, the stem, the leaf. So water and minerals from the roots to the stem to the leaf. So xylem, okay, we start with the root hair cell, the roots, of course, and then xylem will transport it along the entire plant up to the leaves, where they will do, of course, photosynthesis. They need the water, all right, to do photosynthesis. All right, it is a material, all right, for photosynthesis, as well as transpiration, of course, transpiration, all right, to help with the what do we call this, cooling effect of the plant, and also to bring up the minerals. Okay, higher level, student, we say capillary action of the xylem tubes, yeah, in the stem. So that's for water and minerals. If we talk about food, of course, food is produced by the leaves. The food, the nutrients, the starch needs to be used in the stem, needs to be used in the roots. So how does the food travel from the leaves to the stem to the roots? It is by using the phloem. So the phloem inside will carry the food produced by photosynthesis. Phloem will carry it down the stem into the roots so that the entire plant has food, has nutrients. So you can see water, minerals from bottom to the top, carried by the xylem. Phloem carrying food from the top to the bottom. So one bottom to top, one top to bottom. This is the transport system of the plants. Now, how can I prove to you that this vascular system exists? I prove to you by doing an experiment here. Now, what I have done here is I've snapped off one of the stems. Now, take a look at this one. I've snapped off one of the stems of the plant. You can see what actually happened is this plant, it is starting to wilt, right? Compared to the rest, it's starting to wilt. Now, over here, what are we looking at, student? We are looking at a swollen bark. Can you all see that it is swollen? We call bengkak. It's swollen. Compared to the normal stem, it is very much swollen. You can even see the white parts. Question, what is that? That is actually all the food that is produced by the leaves. It was supposed to go down into the stems, into the roots via the phloem, but you can see it is stuck. Kenapa? Because when I snapped off the stem, I have damaged the phloem. Okay, so the phloem, already stopped functioning, and the food is all stuck here. This one traffic jam actually. All the food is stuck here. And furthermore, you can see observation is that the upper part of the stem is much more swollen. That proves to us that the food is actually coming from the leaves into the stem, into the root. This experiment you are very familiar. Alright, we have done this experiment in your notes before. Okay, where we cut off the outer portion of the stem, leaving the xylem intact, cutting out the outer portion, and you can see that it has already turned swollen. Alright, that means the food is stuck there. Yes, the food is stuck there. So this thing, water is not going up. Water is still going up because xylem is still okay. Phloem is not coming down. Our food is not coming down. So that's why it is dying. You can see it is dying. Eventually this thing, probably we got to cut off here somewhere lower and then let it to regrow. Similar thing happened accidentally. Similar thing happening to here. You can see now also is already broken. Alright, and eventually it will also swell like this one. So that is the proof that the vascular bundle, or we call vascular system, exists in our plants. Alright, students, so other than that, I guess it will be very much the same compared to our previous video. Again, updates to come. Show you whenever we have our beans Alright, so in the meantime, that is all for this video. Take care, and I will see you all in class.